Hello, everybody. This is the Howl-in podcast. I am one of your hosts, and I'm back, DJ Inspekt. And over to my left, you know his name,
Sleepy How.
and we have a special guest, a veteran in Hawaii hip hop. You know, if greatness had two letters, it had to be IA. Clap it up for IA, everybody. IA in the building.
What's up, everybody?
So, tell people about yourself, bro. How you been? How you doing? What you been up to?
Yeah, my name's IA. It stands for Ivan Anthony. I like long walks on the beach. I'm a Leo.
Good to know.
I'm from Waipahu. No, I'm just kidding. My name's IA, the Come On Classic. I'm here with these amazing gentlemen across from me.
Oh, we know you're not from Waipahu, bro. We know that. You're not Asian.
Hey, but wait. Let me make... so I turn to that camera, right?
Yes.
When I want to make a point.
Yes.
I'm not from Waipahu, but a lot of people think that we are because my dad was boxing out of Waipahu Boxing Gym.
Jesus Salud, right?
Yes.
Legend.
Yes. 5-time world champion. Mm-hmm. But I want to give a shout out to Waipahu Gym, the legendary trainer, Al Silva, who was the main trainer out of there, had 3 world champions. Andy Gannigan, Jesus Salud, and Brian Valoria. And my middle name is actually Albert after Al Silva. So just a little tidbit, some history. So
that's what this podcast is about.
Even though we are not from Waipahu, my dad was pretty much like partially raised there because that's the gym he went to.
You're like a native over there.
Yeah, you know.
So in going with that, with your music, and you've been doing, how long have you been doing music?
Oh, damn, man.
20 plus years?
Shoot, don't make me sound old, man. Damn.
It feels like it.
I've been recording myself since high school, but then actually in the business and the industry since like 2005.
Damn,
so it's been a minute.
That's a long time.
I wasn't even old enough to drink. I was like fresh out of high school.
Shit. Wait, it wasn't 18 back then?
Damn, man. that rule was like in the 80s, man.
Was it? I don't know. I honestly don't know. So do you think that with your father being such a very heavyweight name, no pun intended, but you know, the work ethic that he became the champion, I guess that flows through you, and that has been instilled with you in music?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Say? I mean, I got to witness from a young age somebody who was in the gym every day, the dedication to their craft, you know, the hardships of going through an industry. I mean, it's not like the music industry, but the hardships of going through an industry, having to grow through the limelight, having to suffer some of the biggest losses in his life and still come back from that and have so much adversity and still come back and be champion again. You know what I mean?
You got to see all that firsthand.
You know?
That's crazy. So
it's definitely instilled, embedded in my mind of what it takes to be, you know, great or be a champion or be the best at what you do.
Do you think that like the window, or we'll say the entry level from music back then was harder in regards to now? Like because of where you came from, like 2005, that was a whole different monster in scale into like getting into music now, right? Or would you say it's about the same?
I would say it's different. I would say it's different, and before was harder because you know now we have
the internet.
I mean, the reach is crazy. Yeah, you know what I mean. You can make.
You have a studio on your laptop.
Yeah, you actually have on your phone.
Yeah, true. On your phone. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Make a beat on your phone. Record yourself on your phone, and then release it on your phone. It's up on SoundCloud, or you can go through a distributor and boom, it's online. Yeah, but you still got to do the legwork in order to market and promote yourself.
I think that's what's different, right? Is that you as a person now have to do what the machine did back then.
Yes.
Right? Now you weren't just, you know, here's your producer, here's your engineer, here's X, Y, and Z, just write and do that. And we take care of the promo, we take care of the tour, we take care of the bookings, we call the radio station. Like you have to do that now, right? So
I mean, you don't have to do it. You could still hire the machine, but I think people are now savvy
enough
to know that you don't need the machine, but the machine could help you. There's a lot to this conversation. There's I mean, we've heard guys like Chance the Rapper, J. Cole talk about all these things, comparisons of you know, indie and signing. But all in all, there's also levels to it. I mean, if you want to be like an international star, you know, signing with the machine or a major label, they'll get you to that point. You know what I mean? Because at some point, no matter how big you are independently, you're going to have to I don't want to say succumb, but you're gonna have to join forces with the major because they'll expand you to a farther reach.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, it doesn't mean you have to be signed to them. You can partner up with them.
Yes.
And then make it from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It depends all on the contract.
yes, all on the contract. But because of the way the indie is now, and because you can create leverage and create your own engagement, that is how you dictate what your deal will be.
Right.
You know, and that's like something that Chance the Rapper did. You know, and he didn't even get signed to a label. He partnered up with Spotify. You know what I mean? Instead of going to a label, he went straight to the distributor. Like, hey, let's make this deal. I'll make it exclusively through Spotify. We'll have a split.
It's like Drake with Apple Music.
Yeah, exactly.
And a thing that resonated with me with T-Pain said, I know how to make a hit. You can buy numbers. You can buy, chart sales.
You can buy followers.
Yeah.
You can buy.
And he was like, you spend $200,000, you'll get a #1 hit on the radio, on Billboard.
Yep.
You just have to spend the money for the marketing. Do you think that even with, as a small-time person, growing, this is for advice for like, all the newer people that are coming into music, is it worth it enough for them to be able to be like, oh, should I sign with a machine or should I spend my own money little by little? Like, what is the approach you would take now as an artist?
I think to start everything off, though, like you got to take a seat and look at yourself, look at this journey that you're about to like jump into. What do you want out of it? You want to be like a mega star? You want to be a businessman or business? Do you want to create longevity for yourself? Do you want to have control of your music? Like, who do you want to be? Like, what is it do you want to be? And map it out. Because some people want to be this big star and celebrity, and they don't want to write their music. They just want to be the star.
They want to be the face.
The performer, the face. Some people just want to be the writer, the producer, make the beats. They don't want to, they want to...
And they still make good monny.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, Neo, she's like, I don't want to sing no more face. I write for Beyonce. I'll write for whoever.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a cool thing that Versus kind of gave us that exposure to that. Like, sorry to get off track, but
no.
Versus showed us, like, in the beginning stages of Versus, showed us the producers and like how lucrative it can be.
Yes,
being behind the scenes.
Well, we didn't have the tools to show that in public before. Nah, it was whatever.
That's why it's so dynamic nowadays. And I don't want to go. There's this point I wanted to make. Sorry to go back.
No.
In 2005, it was almost like running for mayor. I mean, it's still like running for mayor now, but it's different. Back in 2005, when I first started, you would have to personally go to these radio stations. You'd have to like send packages of your CD to the outlets. You would have to go to places, events, all the events, shake hands, say who you are, everything, make all this engagement. Because, I mean, there was just like, MySpace was just starting, and there wasn't that, it didn't have as much accessible engagement as we do now. You know what I mean? You couldn't just pop up on a story and, you know what I mean? And like visually see yourself. It was all still just pictures and friend requests and stuff like that. And
Soulja Boy had to show the world
through LimeWire.
It wasn't even it was SoundClick.
SoundClick. That's right.
And he named his songs like in the club 50 Cent.
Yeah. I remember that.
All I hear is you.
Yeah, and I was like, what the hell? I didn't download this.
He tricked the system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a genius. You know, like, but like, and back to the comparison. You had to really be out and about. There was passing out flyers. Yo,
it was
it's crazy.
Network.
Let me hear something crazy. Want to hear what I used to do?
What?
Back in like from 2005, 2010, when I linked up with Osna, I would print up like maybe 1,000 to 5,000 mixtapes. I had this mixtape series called the Ohana Mixtape. Okay. And
by the way, Ohana means family.
Ohana means family. There you go. And my mixtapes were like, I had Cut Master Spaz was the DJ on it.
Dope.
And like,
shout out Spaz.
Oh yeah, shout out to Cut Master Spaz. And it was almost like those New York style mixtapes where you had a DJ on it. They would mix your songs together and give shout outs and whatever. And on these Ohana mixtapes, I would have remix of songs from my album. And then I would have like collaborations with other artists over like industry beats.
Oh,
like freestyles.
I remember you sent me one of it. I was like, yo, what version is this? And you're like, bro, I got you. Boom, DM, email.
Yo, so like, so a lot of those versions were like the mixtape versions. So what I would do, I would professionally make professional style mixtapes with like the CD covers and print them out. I would get them from Arizona and we get sent out here.
Oh,
and
shit!
I would find sponsors help pay for the production, but they put their logos on the CD covers.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, so no money out of pocket.
Right.
Yeah.
Anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000, I would print up.
Jesus.
I would go. Me and Osna is my witness. He would come with me to birthday bash, big concerts. Like there was no Major Rager back then. It was like birthday bash.
Yeah.
It was like all those big island concerts.
All the radio ones too.
And yo, back in the day, he had a Chrysler 300, a black one on 22-inch rims.
Of course he would.
Right? On 22-inch rims, and we would park in the very front of the Waikiki Shell. And we would wait for when everybody comes out. I shit you not. I would stand out there, me and Osna, and everybody walking out. I just had stacks of mixtapes, passing them out. Hey, what's up? My name is I. It's my mixtape. Here you go. And people would be like, "Oh, is this for free?" I'm like, "No, it's for you. Take it. Bump in your car, burn it. If you don't like it, just throw it away. Just take it here. It's for you. For you." I would, and if I had a show coming up, a flyer, it would be with the flyer.
Yeah.
But this is like, I'm talking about thousands of mixtapes. I would go to events and pass them out, and CDs were still popping. People were still listening to CDs, and because I did put in that kind of work back in the day, it's crazy to see now. I get guys or people, like sometimes randomly in the grocery store, like, "Hey, man,
you're IA,"
or sometimes they'll say IA, or they'll say like AI, or they'll say, "Hey, you're the Hawaii rapper guy. Hey, you gave me your CD at the end of the show.
That's
I still
dope.
have it to
That's
this day."
dope.
Like, and they'll even like mention a song or something. But the thing is that because we had a lot of industry beats over there, like we were rapping over it, it was easily accessible to the general public because they might not have known our songs, but they know these beats, and then we flip remixes and stuff. But that's the kind of things we would have to do back in the day.
That was the hustle.
That was part of the hustle.
Would you say something like an approach like that would work in today's day and age?
I mean, yeah, I think if you gave a CD to some of these kids, it'd be like, what?
Well, how do I use this?
Is this what my uncle hangs these from his garage to
Just
deflect cats?
damn.
To deflect cats.
Just be handing out iPhones.
Wait, is this?
Check
is
me
this,
out on Spotify. It's already loaded up.
But I mean, it's a lot more expensive, but it would be smart to hand out like they have USBs or USB cards.
Yeah. Even because like it's hard to do that even with now because streaming is such a thing. Like even giving a link, people have like trouble heading to your link. You know what I mean? It's like.
Or I mean, you could carry on a business card with your scan with that. What's that barcode? That scan thing.
Oh, the QR.
QR code.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like a lot of times you'll get the 1 out of 10 impressions that they'll actually do it, right? And at that point, you need to have the image already, or the one song they tune into has to be really fucking good for them to keep coming back, right?
And that's the sad thing about today is because they want artists to be more than they want. I mean, you got to be a brand. You got to be a personality.
Artist.
You can't just be an artist nowadays. You got to have so much impact on somebody's life.
100%.
It's making. I hate when I see artists, music artists, go out of their element or out of their character to make a ridiculous social media post that's not in their element skit. Like that's going beyond. Like that's not even part of their brand or their element
or their job as artists.
And it's the pressure. I get it. It's the pressure. I mean, they feel it and they want to get their music out there. They want to get heard. You know, and it just drives me nuts when that happens. And artists out there, you don't have to do that. You just got to keep working. This is not an overnight success. Takes 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
That's a true statement. You know, I've heard that before, and like that's for real.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so
you need to go through the journey in order to build that brand and make yourself known.
Yeah.
yes.
10,000 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think chiming back to your mixtapes with Spaz? Do you you can be completely honest with me?
Yep.
There's no like ill will. I want your complete honest answer. Do you think the DJ is relevant now in doing stuff with artists like that, like mixtapes and whatnot, or do you think it's like the DJ's not that important anymore?
Nah, man. The DJ will always be important. We need somebody to play the music. You know, we still go to clubs. We still go until the metaverse is here. I mean, even when the metaverse is here, they're still gonna need a virtual DJ. You know what I mean?
No, but you get guys like Travis Scott dissing his own DJ, saying get off the decks, and him doing his own thing, and guys like other artists are like, oh, I'll just use my laptop, push play.
Well, look where Travis is right now, bro.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that real quick. That was the segue, bro.
I think for this element that we call hip hop, you need the DJ. You know, you may not need it if you're like a singer or like or in another genre. But if you're doing hip hop music, you gotta have the DJ. You gotta need somebody to warm up the stage. You need somebody to help, control your set and move with the crowd. I've tried doing that whole press play stuff. Like it doesn't feel genuine to me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's a team effort. It's from when hip hop started. It was always the rapper and the DJ. You know what I mean?
But do you think that's a generational thing? Because kids now don't just from what I've seen, not from actual opinion, but from what I've seen, like the rapper is the rappers nowadays don't show love to their own DJs. You know what I mean?
How else would it be done though unless you're doing it yourself?
They do a show track themselves and they run it.
I don't know, man. I mean,
yes.
I feel like in like some cases that the situations you're talking about does pop up. Like maybe they get too much in their ego. Or whatever the case may be, or maybe them and their DJ are not flowing right. Then go find a better DJ.
Yeah.
Find somebody who's gonna flow with you. But I think in order to that's the key to have a hip hop performance. You need the DJ.
Yes.
For me, that's me. I can only speak for myself. You need to be, and it can't just be telling them press play. You gotta have somebody who's gonna flow with you.
Yeah.
He's part of the show. The DJ is a part of the show. Every time I work with a DJ, I want to make sure like it's almost like a tag team effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
same, it's very seamless.
And synchronized too. The DJ's got to know okay, if I'm talking to the crowd right now and I say a certain thing, that's when to drop a certain song. Boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, that's just like, look, like homie over here, Howell just said, just like, boosh, you know what I mean? Like, that's the flow of the, of the movie.
It's like there is no.
That's part of the showmanship. You know what I mean? And that goes back to the generation of where it started up until now. Like, I mean, even watching, I love watching how it's evolved, the relationship. Because, I mean, you watch, like, and when Wiz Khalifa performs, him and DJ Bonix, I mean,
man,
it's just like perfect synchronization. It's part of the show. You know what I mean? And you got guys like Snoop Dogg that will go and DJ on their own, but he's not like really performing, but that's just another aspect he's added to his arsenal. You know what I mean? Because it's such a big brand. He loves to play music. I mean, because we're in hip hop, we love. I mean, I know how to DJ too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But we like tinkering into different aspects
of
it.
It's a part of the elements.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a part of hip hop, like I remember back in high school, I even tried breakdancing. I tried being a graph artist, tried being a DJ. I gravitated more to being an MC. So it's just trying all the elements. If we're speaking about that.
Yeah. So now that we
don't worry, we love you, Inspekt.
I'm just saying.
Let's give him his flowers.
It was an honest question. It wasn't about me. It was an honest question because
it's about it's about the showmanship too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, let's hold DJs accountable. Like, it's not just about you playing music, pressing buttons.
Oh yes, 100%.
You gotta sharpen your craft. Be dope. You know what I mean? Also work on your personal presence on the mic and be everything.
Be the backup MC for the MC.
Yeah, be the dopest DJ you can be. Just don't be it's not about just pushing buttons and then pressing the fog machine and putting your hands up and dancing to your music.
No, it's more than that.
It's a full-time job.
People think that Steve Aoki just throws cakes at people. That homeboy can get busy on the turntables. You know what I mean?
No, that's true. That's true. But now that we talked about it, speaking of celebrities, Travis Scott. Yes. I know you heard about it.
Yes.
Man.
I've actually been in the midst and like been around Travis Scott when he was here recording Dark, or he was with Kanye doing the Dark. I think it was Dark Rodeo? Fantasy, and then
the beginnings.
Yeah, when he was first coming out.
Yeah.
And I wasn't like as close with him as like Tasha or like Christian was, or like guys who were actually in the studio with him. But I was around the camp, or he was around people that I was around. You know what I mean? And it was cool to see his evolution up until now. You know what I mean? And like, I'm sorry, what was your question?
No, Astroworld.
Astroworld. I mean, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. But what was your take on it? Because like, did you see the videos? Did you see the interactions? Like, there was people screaming out to the camera guy, "Hey, stop the show! We have people in cardiac arrest. We have people that can't breathe. We have people dying."
Yeah.
And they wouldn't listen, and he kept going on. And now they're in a lawsuit. Him and Drake are in a lawsuit right now.
Yeah, Drake got pulled into it too.
And Drake, Drake, because Drake performed Fair Trade.
Yeah.
The song Fair Trade with him.
Well, he did a couple songs.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so I'm gonna be a devil's advocate on both sides of this.
Okay.
Because I am an artist, but I also love going to concerts too as a fan. As an artist, you get so much in your zone. Sometimes you you zone out. And look, and for Travis as an artist and watching him perform, before, and how he likes to move his following, like, let's rage, everybody jump and mosh and go crazy. It's like a punk rock concert. You know what I mean? And I think he was just, this is just part of, like, this is it. This is part of what we're doing. And I don't know what he was seeing from there. He was on a ladder.
I was doing crazy stuff.
And it looked crazy. And, like, the faces, I mean, I don't know if he was on drugs maybe, or he was just so zoned out that he just got lost in the sauce. And on the fan side, I mean, that's some scary shit. You know what I mean? Like,
it is.
I was at, when I went to the Life of Pablo tour for
you went?
Kanye West. I was at the Forum, and I was on the floor under the floating stage. And I'm in LA. This is Inglewood. You know what I mean? And I lived in California for 13 years. You know what I mean? I know there's a certain way you move, and there's certain it's a certain culture and different things there. You know what I mean? The West Coast. And I know how dangerous it can be. And I'm in this pit, and I'm looking around, and I see all walks of life. I see rich people. I see white people. I see black people. I see gangbangers. I see Indians, red dot and feather. I see Mexicans. I see all kind of different social classes, different kind of cultures. And I'm like, what the hell is going to happen right now? You know what I mean? I'm in there. I even wore my kukui nuts. You know what I mean? And, like, I even went there. I didn't bring any money with me, anything, because I know this is going to be crazy. You know what I mean? It's going to be wild. I seen the videos. And I didn't know what was going to happen. It was me and my sister. Shout out to DJ Pina. And we're in there, and the concert starts, and the stage is floating over us, and we're singing the music. Damn. And it was very harmonious. I was so surprised. I didn't even know what to think.
Yeah, that's
and as a matter of fact, Travis Scott was in the building. He jumped in the crowd with us. Travis Scott, DJ Khaled. I was rubbing everybody was rubbing DJ Khaled's stomach in his head like Buddha.
Hilarious.
And I'm glad he took off his jewelry before he came into the crowd, because he but like, it was very harmonious.
Okay.
But then again, Kanye West doesn't hype his crowd up like Travis does for his crowd. Like, I've seen Travis before when he was here, when the rodeo came out at Republic.
Yeah,
were you there too?
I was there too. He stage dove right onto my hands.
Yeah, exactly. And like, do you remember when he was like, he was like, went to the edge of the stage into the crowd, and he was yelling in people's faces and rage and like, if you're not gonna get hype, you gotta get out to the back or whatever. Like, it's about to get crazy. Yeah. And I was even at the Odd Future show too. Like, it gets crazy. Yeah. So as an artist, I mean, I don't want to make excuses for him, but you're just in so much of this. You're in this persona and this character, and it gets out of control. And this is what you want, and this is what you like. Yeah.
But at the expense of what, though? Because I think it's still a responsibility.
And I'm not making an excuse for him.
No, I know.
I'm just saying, devil's advocate for.
Right. We're just having a conversation.
I think what you're saying holds truth, though. I mean, it's not like he was behind all the planning for the event and how many staff members they would have.
Yeah, I don't think he should be official. I don't think he should be all the way accountable. I think there's a certain responsibility as an artist when you're on stage commanding that much people. I mean, there's videos of Post Malone that popped up now, like, of him stopping the crowd. I'm like, hey guys, there's somebody here that's passed out. Let's get to him. Even Tiana Taylor. All these videos started popping up now. Yeah. So I think there's a responsibility as an artist to kind of be conscious of it. Yeah. Especially when you're doing like Lollapalooza and all these huge what is it, Rolling Loud? And, and if you see somebody, I mean, what is it to stop and just like, hey, hold up, wait a second. Like, all these big artists have done it. I was watching Post Malone literally stop his concert. Yeah. Be like, yo, we gotta help this guy. You know what I mean? So I think that there is a responsibility to the artist, but then also I think the accountability that they're putting on Travis Scott. And the crazy thing is, like, people don't realize, like, Travis Scott is his persona, his character. Like, everybody's saying the satanic is a satanic ritual. I mean, we're seeing, this is what they said about Marilyn Manson and Alice Cooper and stuff like that. And it's so funny because this is the character they put on. It's a
dark
show.
Imagery. Yeah,
it's an imagery. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just so crazy how he's getting dragged to the mud right now. And it's and it's the same thing happened to Eminem too. Like, this is although there's some truth to his, but yeah, man, it's just a crazy. It's a perfect storm. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that people had to die too. Yeah. And I mean, it wasn't because of Travis that there was people ripping down the barricade, and there was like 20,000 more people that got
that was hurting each other, trampling.
Yeah, they were like
So
people dancing on ambulances and
But if you saw, like, there's videos during the day of people breaking down the barricades and getting into the concert. So that's right there should already be a red flag for the event organizers. Like, yo, like, you know, I think as a whole, this whole thing needs to be looked at. You know, and maybe not have it in a place where there's those kind of barricades. Have it in like in an amphitheater or arena, or something.
You can control it,
control the crowd. You know, because even if you look at some of those Travis Scott concerts in the arenas, there's still space. Yeah, like when I went to the St. Pablo tour, there was still like everybody bunched up, but there's still space where like
if people can move.
Yeah. So,
I mean, coming from that, like, what throughout your musical journey, I guess you can say, what are the experience that you had with like artists you have like talked to or have engaged with or worked with? You know, like what are memorable throughout since 2005 to now that you have with these types of artists?
You know, I was just thinking about this too. I was just watching Wu-Tang and American Saga.
Great series, by the way.
It's a great series for Wu-Tang fans, for music. Yeah, music. Throw your W's up.
Yeah.
For people who want to become an artist. You know what I mean? Seeing the story and like, you know, RZA pretty much breaks it down of how they. That was an example of how they dictated their engagement and their analytics to get their deal they wanted. I mean, I don't want to. Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I don't want to mess up season 2 for you guys.
Spoil it all.
But did you guys watch it?
Your fault if you didn't watch it.
Did you guys watch it?
Oh, hell yes.
Season
100%.
Okay, damn it.
It's all good.
I'm a Wu fan. Obviously, my name, DJ Inspected Deck.
Oh, I didn't even put that together. So is that why your name is DJ Inspekt?
Okay.
What's your favorite?
The show's not about me.
No, I want to hear this.
So I was a hip hop fan, and I was being my first name was DJ Pogi because that was my name growing up.
Oh, Pogi.
Yeah, that was my name growing up. So I was like, might as well use my DJ name, but I had
put this as a meme.
Here we go.
Boom.
Right there. Boom.
Pogi.
But there was already another DJ Pogi, and he was a friend of mine.
Was he Filipino?
He's part Filipino.
Okay. I'll say, bro, you can't not be Filipino named Pogi.
Yeah. No, he's part Filipino. So then I had to change my name.
Then it would be DJ Pogue. You'd be Outer Banks, bro. You'd be a Pogue from Outer Banks.
I like the references. Damn it. That's really good. But
we're in tune with pop culture here.
Yes, very. Triumph came out. The first verse. Abomatomically, Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't deny how I be dropping these mockeries.
Lyrically perform armed robbery.
Flee with a lottery.
Possibly they spotting me.
Dude.
Battle scar, Shogun.
Listen to all that. I didn't know who that was, so I looked it up. It said Inspected Deck. Instantly, I became a fan because in the time that came out, no one was rhyming like that. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Who thinks of lines like that? Only the Wu. And Inspected Deck, granted his album was but that one
lyrically was dope. I think it was the beat selection.
Yeah. But I mean, that one song got me to be a fan. And I was like, yo, if I'm going to be dope in anything I do, just like Inspected Deck, I'm going to be dope at DJ.
Damn, that's so dope.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Well, mostly for like, social media, I say Inspected Gadget. It's just easier.
But nah, stick with that Inspected Deck shit, man. Hey, but now, Wu-Tang has entered a new light in the mainstream.
Yes.
Right? So a new conscious. So I think you should go with Inspected Deck.
Should I?
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, learn these
and then
people
you gotta
how.
and then you gotta tell them. And then you gotta tell them, I bomb atomically, Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define how I be dropping these.
Yeah. And then he says, I inspect you, see the future, see millennium.
Killer B, soul, 50 gold, 60 platinum.
Hey! Oh, I'm such a fan right now. But anyway,
Cypher.
Going back. So with you and like just going into the music for kids coming in, like.
Oh wait, sorry, I brought up the Wu-Tang American Saga because you asked me about something memorable, right?
I was tying it back.
Okay, my bad. Were you tying it back?
Yeah, I was tying it back to like your experiences and whatnot.
Okay, I'm sorry for jumping in.
No. It was great. I got excited.
I didn't want to lose the train of thought because this is a story I've never really shared on any podcast that I've been on.
Whoa. Exclusive. Tell him.
Exclusive.
Okay.
So, unless you were there to witness it or you were following me since the beginning, a lot of people don't know this story.
Okay.
So, back in, I think it was 2007, 2008. I'm not too sure. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember, but do you remember the N1 basketball?
Oh, hell yeah. I bought the shoes and everything.
Hot sauce.
Bone Collector.
So, yeah. So, the Professor.
Escalade.
So, shout out to Hot Lava Entertainment. They actually brought down the N1 basketball tour to Hawaii.
Dope.
Okay. and it was at the Blaisdell Arena.
Okay.
And Darnell Jones, shout out to Darnell Jones, owner of Hot Lava Entertainment, probably one of the biggest promoters in Hawaii's history. That's my dog. But anyway, so they have the And One Mixtape tour. He's like, yo, can you perform halftime? Because I had my single out with BET. It was like big at the time. It was all over 102.7 The Bomb. We did the Bomb birthday. But yeah, BET, the local group. So there was all over the radio. He's like, yo, perform your song at halftime.
No way.
It's like, hell yeah, you gotta tell me twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that same weekend as the basketball game, there was Method Man was in concert at Pipeline Cafe.
Oh shit.
Okay. I didn't get to go, or I didn't. It was the same. I think it was at night. The Allen basketball game was during the day. So I was oblivious to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm super hyped. I'm going to the backstage. I see Hot Sauce. I see all these like basketball stars tripping out. Like these are guys I watched and like try to emulate doing crossovers and stuff. And you know, I halftime's coming up.
Nervous?
Guess who comes and walks past me?
Who?
Redman.
Method Man walks past me with his crew, and they go and sit right center court, like on the sideline, right there.
Oh shit!
I'm like, yo.
Did that drive up the nervousness for you to perform?
Like I was already in like awe at the moment.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I mean, I love high pressure situations.
Okay,
you know, I was always, as long as I get my first chihu and I start going, that's it. You know what I mean? And
We're all in.
I'm all in.
Yeah.
So the song drops. I run out with BET. I'm just like so hype. I'm here. I'm living in this moment, looking around and like, you know, performing my song. I'm performing like halfway through. I was in the moment so much that I forgot Method Man was there.
Okay.
Halfway through, Papa T from BET was like rapping. He was like pointing, going like this, pointing like that.
Yeah.
And so I turned around, and Method Man is in the front row going like this.
Hey, yo, that's a win, bro.
Yo, he's not only bobbing to the music, and he's like looking at his boys, and they're like all bobbing. And then I give him a shout, like, yo, shout out to Method Man while Papa T, one of them were doing their verse, like shout out to Method Man, and he's like that. He was like, put his hands up, and then I walk over there. I'm just like in the moment. I walk over there
without thinking, right?
Without thinking, I put my hand out. Method Man grabs my hand. We start rocking out for a second. Rocking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy,
dude.
I'm rocking out to Method Man. He's like, you know, he's getting hyped to the music. Shook my hand, like, and I hear the crowd like screaming and like, whoa, oh,
damn.
Okay,
real recognized.
And then, suspenseful moment. My boy Dr. Wiz was filming this whole thing. And when they had full rights to any video or anybody taking film on professional cameras.
Okay.
Oh shit.
So before you could leave with the camera, they had their team seized everybody's stuff because they want to use it for their film, the And One basketball film.
Okay.
You know, Dr. Wiz never saw that footage again.
No.
But check this out. So later on the week, my boy hits me up on MySpace.
Okay.
He's like, yo, check this out. He was at the game. He said, yo, check this out. He has a snapshot of the very moment of me shaking Method Man's hand. And I still have that. I still have that picture to this day.
Dude.
Yo.
At least you got that memory.
That one's, I mean, imagine if we had camera phones back then. We had cameras, but it wasn't like how it is now.
Yeah,
It was like sidekicks and razor phones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
damn,
I thought that moment
footage?
was lost forever.
You should hit up Am1 and be like, I want my rights.
Where's the
I want
highlight?
my video.
Yeah, I want my video.
I mean, not that I have seen. They didn't use my performance part or anything like that.
Yeah, so you could ask for it. It's been over what? A long time.
Statutes of limitations. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't even know where to start, but I'm glad. Shout out to my boy Mark Villanueva. He was behind Method Man when it happened. He took a picture right when it happened. So you see me going like this, and like I'm shaking Method Man's hand.
Dude.
Wu-Tang, baby.
Yeah, man. METHOD.
So, yo, you know.
And I never, and you heard that story first here. I've never shared that on any other podcast or show.
That's an exclusive. That's a hell of an exclusive.
So
Jesus.
if you are just catching up with me now, like it was, the picture was up on MySpace, and I think maybe like Facebook when it first started. But like I've never talked about that story since then,
bro. That is intense. Like, okay, so in
In honor of you honoring your name, DJ Inspekt Day.
Thank you. Thank you. No, but like just stuff like that, like having high pressure situations. Like, were you always like that?
I love it.
Since the beginning?
Since the beginning, I love it.
Because they're like, there are a lot of people that would go into these pressured situations and crack.
I love the feeling of like everything it's so high pressure that everything becomes quiet and you can hear your heartbeat in your ears. I love it. I love it. You know what I mean?
That's
like Eminem
crazy.
says, your palms are sweaty, knees weak,
arms are heavy.
Yo, that's real.
Yeah.
It is real.
It. And you know how I get over that feeling?
Yeah.
Every time I perform, I mean, if ask anybody who's seen me perform, I always start off somehow with some kind of chihu, like get the crowd going. As soon as I hear the crowd, and it's inevitable. Performing in the mainland and performing overseas, it's crazy. They do the same thing too.
No way.
They chihu back. Like I think they just go like they copy you. And it might sound like Yahoo or like Hachu.
At least you got the engagement though.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, but hey, if there's ever a Polynesian concert or there's Polynesians in the house, it's crazy. I did I
did you do the one
at
in
the House of Blues in Anaheim.
Did you do the one in San Diego?
San Diego. I did the same thing. Island Vibe Music Festival.
Yeah.
I remember doing it, opening up for Fiji at Anaheim House of Blues.
Sick.
Sold out crowd. We're in LA. You know what I mean? We're with the Polys.
Yup.
And I ran out. I was like, if y'all ready to party with Fiji, or if y'all having a good time, let me hear you say, cheer. Bro, the whole place went crazy.
What is the feeling like getting, how many people attended? Sold out 4,000 or 5,000 people?
I think it's like, close to that, 7,000.
All of them chihuing.
Yeah.
Like, what is that feeling like?
It's nothing like opening up for Chris Brown at the Blaisdell Arena, sold out arena, and yelling out, doing the same thing and doing that, and hearing a freaking arena doing it back to you.
By the way, chihu, can you please explain chihu to our listeners?
Chihu is actually
no, dead ass because we get listeners everywhere.
Well,
so.
it's actually it's something the Polynesians do. It's based from, if I'm not mistaken, please fact check me in the comments, but it comes from the Samoan culture. It's called a fa'umu. So it's pretty much a gesture of happiness. So if you're having a good time or something like to hype somebody up, and it happens in ceremonial dances. And they just go, Choo!
Yeah.
I mean, and here in Hawaii, it's become become a part of everyday culture. You know what I mean? Everybody does it, and that's just something that I like to add to my show because it just creates the engagement, and it's just that for me, it tapers off that pressure. You know what I mean? And when I hear it back, it's like, okay, it's go time.
Yeah.
It's go time. It's time to go.
So with all that, right? Like you doing these high pressure. So what are have you met celebrities and like have they been entertained besides like artists? I'm talking about like movie stars, TV stars, all that kind of stuff.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of it's hard to ask me that. Like I'm kind of like an anomaly when it comes to that because you gotta look at it. Like I was sitting on my mom's lap at my dad's world title fight, sitting next to Jerry Buss, the owner of the Lakers, and Magic Johnson. You know what I mean? I was shaking. Mr. Miyagi from Karate Kid was backstage.
Wait. You've met Mr. Miyagi?
Yeah, Wayne Caprita.
Bro!
Right, he was at my dad's world title fight. First one, WBA.
Dude, I'm such a fan.
Yo, and I was only like 4 years old maybe, and I was a starstruck because I was a huge Karate Kid fan.
Yeah,
you know
I think we all were back then,
And to see him come in, and he was drunk. Face was red, and like he was just having a good time. I mean, not drunk, bad drunk. He was having a good time.
Sake's real though.
But I just remember like him walking in and like my mom like, look, it's Mr. Miyagi. And, like, I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, where's my head ties? Like I was going nuts.
Yo,
throwing crane kicks.
So like, so it's weird for me. Like I was born into like
this kind of
limelight situations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my dad's training camp in Big Bear was Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. was close to my dad back in those days. You know what I mean?
Damn.
You can go to Floyd. I promise you can go to Floyd and say, do you remember the Hawaiian Punch? He's gonna bring up a story. There's a funny story that my dad and Floyd Mayweather when we were up at Big Bear training camp up in LA. So they go to Big Bear because it's a higher elevation. It expands the lungs, thinner air. It's harder to breathe.
Okay.
So in this training,
that's actually a thing.
Yeah, it's actually a thing.
I thought that was only in movies.
No, it's for real. It's a real thing because my dad would have me go up there to conditioned with them when I was playing sports in high school.
Is that what that mask is? You know that
high elevation
mask? That's
Yeah.
what that's supposed to emulate?
It's what's supposed to emulate, but it's nothing near.
Yeah.
You go up to Big Bear and try and run 10 yards, bro. You feel like your lungs are gonna explode. You know what I mean?
Jesus
it's crazy.
Christ.
So, when they were in training camp, my dad there was somebody at the gym, I guess, who did like fabrication.
Okay.
So he got 2 rebars and heavy rebars, and he made them into fist weights. So when he'd run, he'd hold on to the weights. I think they were like a couple pounds.
Yeah.
And he would shadow box with them and just hold.
That shit gets heavy.
Well, I mean, yeah, especially if you're running up in high elevation, running 7 miles or whatever the case may be.
7 miles?
Or whatever it is.
Jesus Christ.
So one day, running past Floyd Mayweather, and I think he's finishing, Floyd Mayweather's just starting, and he says, "Hey, Hawaiian Punch, what you got in your hands?" And he's like, "Oh, it's weights, heavy weights, so it helps hand speed and conditioning." And then a couple days later, Floyd Mayweather comes past. He's like, "Hey, Hawaiian Punch," and he has the same weights.
That's so
weights
dope.
made.
Yeah, your dad's nickname for Floyd Mayweather was Hawaiian Punch?
No, my dad's nickname is Hawaiian Punch.
Oh, that's
Hawaiian
a
Punch.
sick nickname.
That is a sick name, actually.
That's so sick.
But we knew we were around Floyd when he was Pretty Boy Floyd. It wasn't Money Mayweather. So, but he was still a beast, though. You know what I mean?
So tying back to your dad, right? And we're talking about work ethic, just like how you explained with the story.
Yep.
In music, right? How often do you go in creation to like making your music, and how much is it natural to you? Do you force it? Like, what is your approach towards creating songs, tracks?
I mean, at this point in my career, everything I do is critical because I've done so much, and I've already created a brand, and people know me as this brand. So when I can't just like, it's harder for me nowadays to go and create something because I have to have all these things in mind. You know what I mean? I can't just be like pull something from the air and
it's harder to experiment.
I mean, I could, but then
you have eyes.
I want to. My presentation for me is so critical, and how I want to deliver something to somebody and my art form, and now having control like nowadays of your masters and everything you create, your content, because we're considered content creators, right? So having control of everything I do now is very important to me. Yeah. So every song I do, everything, there has to be something behind it, some kind of story. Something has to like
purpose.
Heavy purpose goes with everything I do, and all the way down to the music videos, all the way down to the way I post something, that's connected with it, and all the way down to like something like this, like just talking to you guys on this podcast.
Yeah.
So I try to just go with the feeling. So I'll never like say, okay, I got to go and record this for this time. Like when I feel something good and I start creating something or writing something, put something together, and when I finally feel it's good enough, then I'll go in the studio, do a skeleton copy, lay it down, see how I feel about it, listen again, and then
do you give yourself days to like let it sit and then go back, or do you like constantly just work on it?
It depends. It depends, because if it's something I really like, then it'll rapid fire. But if something I'm not sure of, and I got to get a second opinion, then it might take days or whatever the case may be. But and then there's sometimes where, like the end of 2020, where I just went Voltron. Like after working with Osen and all the artists, shout out to Cody and OG
AVK,
OG,
you already know
at the AV Club, working with them on the Locked In series. Like you only get one moment in this to have like that freshman like energy. You're first starting off, and like you're first feeling this
euphoric
feeling.
thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that I'm way past that. Yeah. So like for me, anytime I can find that kind of energy and like just like grasp it and like feed off of it, like that was a main moment for me to be in those Locked In sessions and listen and be around these young artists and feel that energy and feel like just their excitement,
to relive that somewhat that euphoric feeling.
And then boom,
inspiration.
Inspiration hit, and then like I had these ideas, it just wasn't laid down yet.
Yeah,
but then it all started piecing together, and like I'm not gonna lie, I always want to be a sponge, especially to the OGs, to the new cats coming up, and there's little things I've heard like in their cadences and the way they write, and things that I thought that attracted, had engagement that could apply to my sound and my brand. So it was all together, like mixed together with the inspiration and that freshman energy. And then boom, I went and recorded like 12 songs. Like I just felt it. And I had some of these beats that I had were stashed from like 3 years ago. But I knew I wanted to do something with it because I knew there was something special about it. And then,
well, not everybody can have the juju energy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, and that and like Juju, the main example, like just to have his energy and charisma in there, like that, just feeling all that. You know, everybody from top to bottom, I got inspiration somehow, some way, from the producers to the artists to the engineers, and just being around this. You know what I mean? And then boom, I started recording fourth quarter, and then. Yeah, like so there's moments of inspiration and there's sometimes where like it's a little bit more carefully calculated, but everything I do is a lot more calculated than before. Like in those days of the mixtapes, I just record everything and anything and just like to see what would stick, what was popular, you know what I mean? What people wanted to hear from me.
So this I've talked to artists on this podcast about this, and I want to ask you, because it's a different perspective, the Hawaii identity.
Okay.
Right? As a hip hop artist, everyone's like in fights with like, oh, Hawaii should have an like a sound. Like the Bay has a sound, Houston has a sound and whatnot. But what is our sound? And with these kids, like, well, I don't want to say kids. I'll say, freshmen
next generation.
in the next generation in the music industry. They're like, yo, I'm just gonna do me. Because no one's teaching me. No one's helping me. I'm going to do whatever I see on, I want to be the next Juice WRLD. I want to be the next Triple X. I want to be the next, X, Y, and Z. And, there's no camaraderie. I can see it now with, like, people that work, like, here with the newer generation and older. But, like, there's still a lot that feel jaded to the fact that, the newer generation is like, bro, no one's teaching me shit. No one's inviting me. No one's, helping me out. When I say I want to be an artist, they don't take me serious.
They feel like there's gatekeepers.
Yeah, they feel like there's gatekeepers. Is it a show and prove thing?
It's always been like that, though. Yeah. And I feel like that's part of the next generations of growth. That's how they figure out, okay, what's my sound? They got to maybe sample sound like somebody. Because at one point, we all sounded like somebody. Like, when I first started, I emulated Jay-Z so much and I wanted to mix it with Hawaii, and like I emulated, I was like, hey, how can I mix Jay-Z with like Sudden Rush or like Big T's and like put all these things together, and at one point, bruh, you want to know something crazy?
What?
I remember at my job back in like 2007, it's my first album dropped, and I walked into work, and it's the funniest thing. I walked into work, and Mims was playing on the radio. And my coworkers thought I was Mims.
That's fucking
like, yo, your song is on the radio. I was like, what? What song are you talking about?
This is why I'm hot.
No, it was another one like this or something like that.
Like this. Yeah. Like this.
I don't know what it was, but yeah, I was like, cool. But I mean, so like, and I wasn't purposely trying to sound like Mims, but I think in the beginning,
the influence,
and these the next generation is hungry. I was hungry. I wasn't trying to listen to any OGs or anything like that. It comes with time.
It's that young, arrogant, like drive.
And that's good to have.
Yes,
and you got to go through all these things. That's part of the journey. Go through all these things because you're gonna eventually hit a ceiling, and you're gonna take a seat, sit back, and like, wait, why isn't this working? Why is I'm making music that sounds just like Juice WRLD or just like Kendrick or just like,
but why is it not popping?
Travis, and why is it not popping? And they're gonna realize, okay, wait, maybe I got to get away from that so I can kind of have an identity. You know what I mean?
Man, that's so true.
I'm
going through that right
Chris now. Chris Styles had one of the best.
Shout out Chris Styles.
Yeah, shout out to my brother Chris Styles. Not a coolie. There we go. Yeah, not a coolie in the house. Me and Chris Styles from the same block, by the way. But
do you really?
Yeah, we lived on the same street. It was me down a couple houses down. Was
hip hop legacy in the street.
Papa T from BET.
No way.
And across the street from him was Chris Styles.
Holy shit!
Yo, it's crazy.
You surround yourself with legends, you're gonna be a legend.
But he made this point, like, in a room full of cows, the purple cow is always gonna stand out.
True.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So why be in a room? Why be a regular black and white cow when you can be the purple cow? It's gonna take you longer
to be accepted.
But if you keep feeding these people that, I'm a purple cow, I'm a purple cow, I'm a purple cow, I'm a purple cow. 5 years from now, I'm like, yo,
I know that purple cow.
Inspekt the purple cow. He is a purple cow.
People are gonna be like, hey, did you know cows are purple?
Or no, people would be like,
change the norm, right?
And then people would be like, hey, you know DJ Inspekt? Oh yeah, the purple cow. You know what I mean? Or you know purple cow? You mean DJ Inspekt?
There's an ongoing meme right now that I really hate. and it still hasn't died. It's slowly dying. I'm not gonna bring it up. I'm never gonna say it. Don't ever say it. If you're listening to this podcast,
I'm hoping that it's not. Is it singing?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not singing. But yeah, anyway, I don't like that one either.
Okay.
But anyway,
thank you. Thank you for not saying it because I know you're thinking what I'm thinking.
No, I know exactly.
And I swear to God, my son says it like in conversation out of nowhere. We'll just be talking and then be like, "Dad, guess what?" And then
I know it.
You know what he's talking about, right?
I'm an island boy.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a very different perspective on that. I actually like that song.
Those guys are geniuses, man.
No, it sounds
in
good.
all the wrong ways.
I think the impression is what makes it bad.
The look of him, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
well, let's not front. It's not a good song.
No, I'm not saying it's not a good song. It sounds good though. It's catchy.
It's catchy.
And I think just by it's not received well just because of how they look. But let's be honest. Like, look at 6ix9ine, look at XXX, look at Trippie Redd, look at Lil Skies. All those guys fit the image of what those guys are, and they're accepted by the youth. Nowadays, it's not about looking, oh, it's still Gucci'd up and shit. But it's more like, if it sounds good, it sounds good. I don't give a fuck what they look like. And if that fits what they look like I like that, then so be it. But it
just goes back to music being subjective.
Yes, it's a young man's game.
Yeah. I mean, even like for consumers, listeners, it goes back to being subjective. Like, if you like what you like.
Yeah. So what is your opinion on trash music when someone says, "Oh, that shit's trash"?
I don't believe any music is trash.
100%. I'm on the same page.
I believe it's subjective. I believe it's
Wait. Let me take it back. There are some agreeable 100% that there's like really bad songs that are quality wise.
I don't know, man. I have a different perspective on it.
Really?
And me being an artist, who am I to say that a song is bad? That's why I like Cape. If anybody has ever reached out to me asking me my opinion on their songs, my response is always going to be like, I can't answer that because I don't think any song is bad. It's up to you whether you think that song is bad.
Interesting.
It's up to your crowd or your followers if that song is bad. If you have followers, then they like your song. Like, who am I to say that DJ Inspekt drops a single? Who am I to say that shit sucks?
True.
But you have 1,000 people that love that song.
True.
So I'll never say a song is whack. I'll say, to me, I would say, for me, I think the integrity of, like, the meaning of the song, you know what I mean? Might be whack. Like, where it's coming from, you know what I mean? Might be whack. But a song, to me, I can never say a song is whack. Because, like, who am I to say, like, if it's hip-hop, I ain't KRS-One. I'm not DJ Kool Herc. I can't tell you your song is whack. Because, you might put this song out, like Soulja Boy did with Crank That, but you created an audience for it. So,
yeah. Anything you like, you can find others who like that same thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't think anybody, if you're being creative and making something, even if it's not my preference, do your thing. Do it. Be great at it. Whatever it is that you want to do, be great at making that style of. Keep doing that thing. If you like it, if you love it, if you're into it, you're passionate about it, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Point and let them know
if you like
it.
Don't let anybody say what you're doing or your art form is trash. You know what I mean? Because that's just their opinion.
Yes.
And you know what they say about opinions. You know what I mean? So if you like it and you love it and it's making you like wake up every day and want to do it again, then keep doing it.
And you can only get better at it.
Yeah, you can only get better at it. So like, yeah. So that's how I respond. I don't think any music is trash. I might not like. It might not be my preference.
Yes.
I won't listen to it.
Yes.
But yeah. I mean, I don't think anything is trash.
Well, because like,
I mean, look at fashion today. Stuff that was being sent to Salvation Army
is now being the thing.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
I just went to Goodwill the other day and bought like 20 shirts
for like under $50.
And one of those shirts might be worth $100 to somebody else.
Yup.
So like, it's crazy how things work.
Oh man. And it's weird. Like there's a cycle of things.
And you know what it comes with? And you know what that's all about? Like that comes down to like your energy. You gotta have that positive energy. You start thinking negative like that, something's trash, then your spirit is trash and your energy is trash.
But I think negative energy is necessary in some cases because you need to have, okay. I'm not saying you need to have negative energy. You need to acknowledge the negative energy. Right?
Oh yeah, definitely, because that brings adversity. And there's always gonna be that, but for me, like my inspiration to others is like, yeah, there's that negative energy, and you could think something is trash or whatever, and like think negative about it. But what does that make you for judging something else?
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're bringing that energy upon yourself, and then that might change your way of thinking and the way you move, and then you might not be able to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, it can only slow you down, man.
Which brings me to Yeah You.
Yeah, you.
You know what I'm talking about. The song that you created, and that's what I mean by Hawaii's identity. And since we're talking about songs, Yeah You is such like you said in I think it was text message or DM. You're like, yeah, you can play that thing in the church and it still goes off, right?
Hey,
it's that
real,
clean.
BB Tape Volume 2, right?
Yes. So like,
really good job on that one.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you.
I want to know, because I know it's your brand, right? To do like.
Wait. You say BB tape?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I'm not a BB tape.
Oh.
Like, that's a different. That's
Yeah,
Yes
You?
You.
Oh, Yes You.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, this is Yeah You.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
You's-
why
No
you
one-
say yeah? No.
Well, because you said Yeah You, but it's Yes You. I think BB tape. I think roll them
Yeah,
have
yeah.
Yes You.
They have Yes You. Yeah. Right.
Which is
right.
good.
It's like,
We're talking
Which
about the
is-
same thing.
No, there's a different song.
I'm so
We're
confused
talking
Which
now.
is good. Hey, which is no.
I'm so confused.
Wait. I like this point because people have been in my DMs and like people with negative energy.
Here we go.
have been around me, and they're
Talk
like,
your shit.
"Yo," and they're like, "Yo, Anna V has a song called Yeah You." I was like, "Yup," and so does Fiji. And BB Tape, there's Yes You.
Yeah.
And there's another song I seen that says YAHU, Yeah You. But you know what though? That's good because they're all from Hawaii. We all say Yeah You.
Yeah.
I didn't make up Yeah You.
Mhm.
I heard my uncle says it religiously, and like it popped up in my mind for a chorus.
Mhm.
Look up my song Yeah You, and then you're gonna see Anna V's Yeah You. Then you're gonna see BB Tape's Yes You.
Yes You.
Then you're gonna see Fiji's Yeah You.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I saw I'm looking at this that way.
Right.
And then I have a song called Hawaiian Time.
Mhm.
And my boy Sons of Wakea with Cody have a song called Hawaiian Time. And people were in my DMs about that. Or like there was a whole post on, I'm not even gonna shout out the page because I think that page is negative energy.
Mhm.
But
I like how you thought about it and you're like negative energy.
yeah, I'm not gonna highlight that because anyway,
That's real.
same thing.
Yeah.
Yo, check out my song Hawaiian Time, and it'll lead you to Sons of Wakea Hawaiian Time, and vice versa.
It gets the look at least.
Yeah, I mean, it just as long as we're doing it,
Mhm.
I'd be mad if somebody from California was singing something Hawaiian Time and they weren't Hawaiian or they weren't even from here, like Pokeballs,
Pokeball.
Fat Joe did Aloha. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That song was okay.
It was
okay.
for the time.
Yeah.
we did a remix actually, me and the Angry Locals. Did that.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh,
so,
shit.
For one of the mixtapes, but
Nice.
yeah, so that's the negative energy I'm talking about, like turning it into something positive.
Yeah.
Because that
It's
just
all how
that,
you look at it.
that just brings more engagement and more attention to what we're doing. You know what I mean? So
Okay, so like you know how you guys like you have
yeah.
all that stuff. Do you think that's because I noticed like newer artists, you think that's kind of cringy, like it's like kind of corny in a sense,
To like newer artists, like
Hawaii influence.
Hawaii influence kind of.
I think you gotta.
You know what I mean?
There's a way
To do it
You gotta figure
tastefully.
out. You gotta listen to my music 15 years ago. If you thought I cringe because I was trying to figure it out,
Yeah.
how to apply local culture to the music.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure other artists who were back from that time,
Mhm.
feel the same way. I mean, we all do of our old.
Well, you always evolve, right?
Yeah. But I think it's figuring out how to apply it. Like for me, how can I incorporate local culture, but not just saying like Hawaii all over the track. You know what I mean?
Or 808,
Yeah.
808.
Or just everything Hawaii or lingo or like pidgin lingo. Like how can I make it
Palatable.
dope? But you know what's crazy?
What?
You know what's crazy? I say that, but then I get people that have my old albums. They're like, "Bro, how's this? Your song is so killer." Like my son's friend. He's a junior in high school.
Mhm.
One of my son's best friends loves my stuff from like 2007. and he's like raps it and sings it, and it's like stuff that I can't even stand hearing. But it's coming around a full circle because then you hear like the stuff like the BB tape, and these guys are getting back to that lingo.
Yeah, I think they do it very well.
But we were doing that. That stuff was being done by the Angry Locals, and I was doing that stuff like back in 2007, and it wasn't accepted back then. I'll tell you that much. Oh, it was accepted, but it was accepted.
It was niche.
It was niche.
Yeah,
it was accepted because I did sell out my first album. I had 10,000 copies sold out in Walmart's, Borders, and off the trunk.
Damn.
So I was doing something right. You know what I mean? But
that's a flex.
But we didn't quite know how to make it go across the board to every, I guess, demographic.
Yes.
You know what I mean? To where now it's more accessible, where now like Yeah You is being played in Cali radio,
in UK,
Florida radio, UK because of my boy DJ Inspekt.
You already know.
You know what I mean? And it's figuring out how to put the lingo, the culture with the beats.
Right.
You know, maybe the beats are more in tune with the mainstream now. You know, they're up to par. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's just years of trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's just trying to, you know, the whole sound thing. Like for me, a Hawaii sound, okay, like, for example, you go to a party in Hawaii.
Okay.
And
you know,
where everybody is dancing. Everybody is dancing at a local party.
Yes.
I'm talking about like, you know, you go to your hood, like Waipahu, Kunia, whatever, and you're at this first baby birthday party, graduation party. What is, I know you know because you're a DJ, but the general public, what are the songs that everybody dances to? Okay, without obviously Electric Slide.
Well, you're in Waipahu. That's the anthem.
Obviously. But Genuine's Pony.
Yes.
Mark Morrison's Return of the Mac.
Of course.
Bruno Mars 24 Karat. Yeah. Okay, wait. So look at all the similarities. What's the BPM? You can two-step to all those things.
Yes.
Every culture, Filipinos, Samoans, Hawaiians, you know, Popolos.
Oh, step in the name of love, you say Samoan.
Yeah, I mean, step in the name. But what is a tempo?
Yeah, two-step.
Look at 24 Karat, the album from Bruno Mars. That took him to for me, I don't know, like, that album connected to everybody in the eye. Like, he was popping before that. Here.
Yeah.
But when he dropped 24 Karat, when it had that groove to it.
That funk groove.
Yeah. Like, we may not have a sound, but there's a tempo. You know what I mean? There's a tempo here. So for me, I'm giving out my secret. You know what I mean? Like, if you listen to a lot of stuff that I do, is now like that's my tempo. You know, I feel like add a dope beat at this tempo with a sprinkle of a little bit of Hawaii culture in it, but not too much. Like for me, I can only speak for myself as an artist. IA's brand. That's how I tie my somewhat Hawaii sound to my music.
To be palatable for the rest of the world to hear.
Yes. Yeah. But people in Hawaii still love it too. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think we proved it with these singles that I've released this past year. You know what I mean? With
Red Flags.
Yeah. Flags Up, and then We Get Action, and then Hawaiian Time, and Yeah You. So, and Zubland that I had put out 2 years ago, that was...
By the way, thank you. I want to say thank you because when I ask, can I have the track or where can I purchase it? You send it to me in email with the intro.
Yes.
You know, the DJ intro.
You have to.
Oh,
yeah, the clean, the dirty.
That's what's up.
No,
okay, so since we're here... okay, go. You can finish.
Yeah, most artists, whenever I hit them up, I say, yo, bro, I always hit them with, where can I buy it? I never ask it straight up because I want to support, honestly. And if it's your prerogative to send it to me for free, that's fine. And I appreciate whatever you give. But the professionalism, I think only 2 people have done it that I've asked. Is you and, do you know Tails from Tsunami Mob?
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Swabenchi?
Yep. You 2 are the only ones that have sent me, hey, can I have the track? Yeah, bro. No question. Boom. Intro dirty, intro clean, clean, dirty, remix, acapella, instrumental. I'm like, holy shit, I didn't even ask for this.
But that's what I was, you know, shout out to Cutmaster Spaz. He taught me this. And James Coles from legendary DJ and radio guy, DJ Cool E.
Shout out Cool E, the mentor.
Yeah, the OG. I don't want to forget anybody, but a lot of these guys taught me back when I was first starting, like how DJ packs work. So I've always been that way. Even like when it was still CDs giving it to DJs, it was always the radio edit, the dirty version, the instrumental, the acapella, and then to put more sugar on it, you know, the whipped cream on top, you add a DJ drop.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Yo, what's up?
I use it.
Yo, what's up? This I the Come On a Classic. You're rocking my boy DJ Inspekt on the ones and twos.
A siren.
Yup.
You already know.
But you know, it just creates a relationship with these DJs, and I've learned that from the beginning. Like I was doing that. So when I release a single, like yo, shout out to all the artists. This is giving you guys some gems.
I know I'm freaking taking notes.
When you make a single, and you send out the DJ packs, radio edit with the 8-bar intro at least, a dirty version. You can include that if you want to.
The actual track version.
You can do an acapella and instrumental, but I understand why some artists don't want to include acapellas because then some people make remixes and the remixes don't sound as good, or they make remixes or they'll take your words or phrases and they'll cut it and use it for other things.
And you don't even get revenue for it.
Well, you don't have any creative control over it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it might not be something you agree with. You know what I mean?
100%.
And then to add a little extra sauce and create a relationship with the DJs, make a DJ drop. It's so easy. Yo, Inspekt, I know you can vouch for me.
Oh, yes.
Isn't that a dope thing for a DJ to have an artist saying your name, shouting you out?
Any artist in any caliber, because one, it shows appreciation to the DJ. These are for all the DJs, all the artists. It's just from one DJ, me. When you get drops from artists, it's like a thank you. Like, I want to play your song. I think your song is dope. This is the thank you. Yo, you're rocking with X, Y, and Z. Blah blah blah.
It's a respect thing, you know. Like for me, and I like shout out to my OGs who taught me that, the DJs in the game who taught me that, because I have noticed that it does create a relationship. It gets more love from the DJs, and like I've sent it to DJs in Cali, East Coast, and it's crazy that every once in a great while I've heard before people say, "Yo, I heard this DJ play your shout out in Cali." You know, like
and just being at somewhere else besides Hawaii where you grew up in, just to hear your drop elsewhere in LA, that's huge.
It's crazy. So artists, make the DJ pack. And every time I drop a single, I make a DJ. I have a list of DJs and their emails. So I make a DJ pack and I send it to every single. It takes me maybe like 2 days to finish. But there must be like.
But it's that kind of hustle and work you got to put in, right?
It's like around 200 to 300 emails.
Jesus Christ!
But hey,
that's a lot of
and
work.
you know, and all you got to do it like we're spitting game, dropping gems. And when you make your email, make a general default phrase, like a paragraph. If you know, try and make it as personable as possible. Make it so you can cut the person's name out and then put another person's name. yo, aloha.
Hey,
Inspekt.
yo, this is real.
Aloha, Inspekt. I just dropped my brand new single. Yeah, you. It's this. It sounds like this. It's a vibe like this. I would greatly appreciate. I greatly appreciate your time and checking it out. And if there's any chance that it fits the vibe of your DJ programming, I would greatly appreciate any kind of spins. Boom, that's it.
And look what happened,
Shocker,
bro.
Yo. And now yeah, you is in the UK. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's like I said, there's very few artists that, you know, outside of my circle that I've worked with that have given me that proper respect. Coming out of Hawaii.
And you guys deserve that because that's how the music is played. You know what I mean? And I don't, man. And we've talked about it earlier on the show. Like DJs are so important. They're very important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I mean, nowadays things are different, but back then music wasn't being heard if it weren't for the DJs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yo, I know you guys have been to a club or a bar and the DJs are whack. You see what the vibe it sets.
We're not naming names.
and you've been to a place or event where the DJ is dope. You see what kind of what kind of energy it brings out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
just watching this guy spin.
Yeah, you know, you just need that
every time.
You need the DJ. You need a dope DJ. And DJs and to like put some pressure on the DJs too. Like be as dope as you can at your craft. You know what I mean?
It's kind of hard because there's you're in music, so you would understand this, is that the split between what a DJ is now to a generation now is different from how we understand it.
Yeah.
So like a DJ, it doesn't matter what you spin on a controller, whatever, and it shouldn't matter, but it's more so the show than it is the actual like song selection, right? Says I would hear DJs that are newer, dude, they don't even transition well. They're just like, I want to play this, I want to play this, I want to play this.
Going back to Hawaii parties, when I'm hearing Return of the Mac and somebody stops a song and then plays the next song, that's whack. Like it messes up my flow. I'm feeling good. When you go from Return of the Mac to This Is How We Do It, You know what I mean? I want to feel a perfect transition and keep dancing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that means everything. And shout out to DJs too who expand their brand and get on the mic and you know, hype the party up, because that's really what it's about. You know, you're providing an experience. So
yeah. So like, even with all that, you know, you trying out the 4 elements like DJing, breakdancing, you know, graph, but you chose MC. You also chose another venture. You know, you're acting now. Or not now, but you've been acting for quite a bit.
Up. I'm from the West Side, bro. We act up all the time.
The real West, you know what I mean? But yeah, you do acting ventures. I want to get in a little bit of that, like, because, you know, music is your first passion, your love.
Yes.
But you also wanted to venture into acting. How was that like for you, coming from a musician standpoint?
Let me clarify. I've always like marveled in it, like, and just was like, thought it was dope to have, like, see Will Smith, LL Cool J is like one of my biggest inspirations. Snoop Dogg, like, see these guys go into acting. It wasn't my aspiration to, like, yo, I'm gonna do this and I want to be an actor. Yo, my whole acting thing started because of music. I was asked to be on Hawaii 5-0 in the background as a performer in a scene, and then ended up, the casting director saw me and said, she saw me as, like, playing a part, like a role, and asked me if I want to read some lines. And, like, I was like, oh, hell yeah. I was going to be just in the background singing, you know, whatever. And then I ended up reading lines, and they liked it, and they picked me up as a character on the show of Hawaii 5-0, and that's kind of just what...
That's dope.
It wasn't my, like, and it
was just being at the right place, right time, kind of thing.
And I had some experience behind the camera. I mean, of course, making music videos were kind of like acting.
Yes.
And I love making music videos. I love performing and making... If you watch my music videos from even the beginning, like, I try to make them as cinematic as possible. Unconsciously, not knowing that I was prepping myself to be like an actor, but not purposely. You know what I mean? It's just something that I like to do when I made music videos, to make it cinematic. And I was actually, like, giving myself acting classes while I was going. And then I ended up being a host on OC16 for a sports show.
Dope.
And then Aloha Hype TV.
Dope.
And then I started getting picked up on commercials. And then Magnum PI. And then,
so, okay. I want to ask the question that I'm pretty sure everyone wants to know. What's the bag like?
Oh, man. Watch kind of nice.
Hey.
The truck kind of nice. Nah, but you know what, though?
We can bleep it out.
No. Film, TV, movie bags are different from music bags. You know why? Because you go over there, you do your thing, you get a check, you get royalties. I didn't have to go around marketing, running around like music, trying to be the mayor, shaking hand, kissing babies. I didn't have to sit there and do 300 emails to DJs. I didn't have to go on Instagram and, like, post and tag everybody.
Yeah.
So not only is the bag quicker, but
it's a lot easier of a bag.
and as a creator and as an artist, I have to say that for a second that kind of clouded my artistry for a little bit, because I saw the bag.
In what way?
Because I saw the bag, and then, you know, the money is good, you know, and of course it's expensive to live in Hawaii. You know what I mean? And, you know, of course, everybody could use more money.
$4,000 a week.
Yeah, you know
I've seen the numbers.
You know, but at one point, you know, I was chasing the bag instead of, and I noticed I stopped getting acting gigs, and, like, I was kind of getting frustrated. I was like, yo, why am I not getting this? I mean, I could see some of the gigs I weren't getting because the look they're looking for. Okay, I see. Okay, this guy got it. I understand. But then some of them I was like, yo, like, why am I? This is perfect for me. But then I had to take a step back and look at what was going on and the energy I had. And I noticed me going into casting calls and auditions, I had a different type of swag. You know what I mean? Like, I had it in the bag already, or like my money was spent already. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get this.
Like, you're spending money that you didn't even have yet.
And I lost feeling of the creativity side. Because when I was first going to these casting calls, I was really practicing. I was nailing my lines, and
you were hungry.
I was hungry. But then the bag clouded it, the money clouded it.
Yeah.
You know, and I noticed that kind of affected me music wise too, because I wasn't like nothing was creative to me. You know, and I had to take a step back and kind of reflect on that and recalibrate. And after I started focusing more on the artist aspect of it, then things started rolling back again.
Nice.
So it's not about if you're music, film. I mean, the money is good, but once you start going to that, never do it for the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do it. Always let the artistry be the first priority.
I respect that you caught yourself because not a lot of people do.
Yeah, and some people go down this dark path.
Yeah.
Like they try to think, they start going like, okay, maybe I need to be faded when I go in, or maybe I be drunk or high, or what, or maybe I need to do these things, or maybe what am I like? They start going crazy, and they start getting, they start talking crazy on the internet and all these things, and like, I just had to catch myself, and that's something I want to give a shout out to like the creators out there, whether it's film, whether it's music, anything that you do, do it because you love it.
100%.
Do it for the artistry aspect of it. All that stuff will come if you keep at it. And if you perfect your craft, it'll come.
Yeah. Hard work always.
Oh, yeah.
Always prevails.
Yeah.
So, like, because, we had to talk off air, off record.
Yeah, okay.
Talk, trying to get in on that. Because I've always wanted to try and do that thing, and I had no way to get in or even how to. So I'm asking you for the podcast and listeners that want to do that for music,
transition
acting.
over to acting?
No, not transition over, but just like in general, how does one get into things like that? Like, say no one, right? I want to be an MC. I want to be an artist. What are your advice to people that are starting out now for that? Even living in Hawaii, because it's even harder out here.
Yeah.
What is your advice to them?
My advice is that everything is accessible through online and reading and looking up stuff. And now a lot of these agents, because you need to, in order to get into these like films and stuff like that, you need an agent. I mean, if you want to do some extras or background work, they have like these cattle calls or open casting calls you can go to or send like an email to.
See, like even that, like, what is a casting call for someone who doesn't know? Like, I'm fresh. I'm a fresh kid out of high school. I want to act. Oh, you have to go to a casting call. What do I need for a casting call? Like what are these steps? Or like, I want to create music.
Google.
No, I understand that, but
and I feel like that's the first thing that kids go to. Like, do now.
But the terminology, a lot of it gets overlooked. Like, it goes over their heads because, like, who the fuck knows what a DAW is? Like, if you look at it, DAW. That doesn't say make music. It says fucking DAW.
Wait, let's clarify. Digital
audio station.
Yeah. So, like, you don't
I'm
get...
surprised you guys know that.
No, yeah, and you don't get that. When you look it up, it says DAW. I'm like, it's so off-putting for most
Imagine
people.
if your parents named you that.
DAW.
Sorry to throw a curveball out there.
What's up, darling?
DAW. What is that short for? Just DAW.
DAW. But that's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of, potential...
Okay, let's clarify right now. So, and we'll put it in a nutshell. So it's not like it's a long, drawn-out conversation.
Yes.
A casting call is when a production company puts out like a call to anybody who wants, because they need background people to be in the background, walking around, extras. That's most of the time is a open casting call.
Okay.
And then you go to these casting calls. They take a picture of you. You write down like your talents, your hobbies, interests, what you're good at, your height, your weight, your eye color.
Damn, do you have to do the whole Hawaii State ID in that bitch?
Yeah, pretty much everything like that, because they have to identify you for certain roles.
Yeah.
And as for like extras, you know what I mean? All the way down to like the person in the hot dog stand or at the waitress stand in the back.
Yeah. That's still huge. You get a face shot.
Yeah, I mean, to some people it is, some people it isn't. Teach his own. I know I've worked with extras and background workers who are just retired, and this is what they do for a living for fun.
Fun?
Yeah, because they, it's a check, and they get free food, and the lunches are bought.
Damn.
But then you also have people who do this as a career. They do extras on all the different shows. I mean, I can't. I'm not at liberty to say the numbers, but you could actually make a living.
Yeah,
you can make a living. You could. Yeah. Let's just say, okay. What I can say,
we can bleep it out. You can read numbers.
No, with a day of working on set as an extra, you can buy a pair of Air Jordans.
Jesus Christ!
So, I mean, no.
Wait, okay, what are the
Air
hours?
Air Jordans, Air Jordans at a retail price.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
I can
Never mind.
second that. I went through the whole process.
Mids.
And
Air Jordan 1 mids. How about that?
Those are still kind of pricey.
It's a lot of waiting around. Though.
I can't give numbers, bro. I
But
can't give
what is
numbers.
the okay? So with music, right? It's very you have your own.
Wait, let me
schedule.
finish.
Okay,
Let me
okay,
finish.
go.
Because so that's open casting call. Now, if you want to go to like a actual audition, an audition for roles,
Mhm.
if you're new to the industry and you don't know anybody, don't know casting directors,
Mhm.
then you have to get an agent
Okay.
because what productions do is they go straight to the agent and say, I want this person that looks like this. Do you have this kind of talent for this?
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have to go through a whole casting call to do.
They just go through the agency.
and your agency is going to give you, it's like a talent audition. They're going to want you to read or like see what your experiences are. What do you do for a living? Or
Mhm.
what have you done that can be helpful to them and they can represent you
Mhm.
and get in those kind of roles.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And yeah, that's the difference between the two.
Oh, I see.
So
I'm trying to get in a Crazy Rich Asians too. That's why, bro.
I believe in you, bro.
Trying. Or Shang-Chi too. Whichever one comes
You
first.
know what's crazy? You know what's crazy too? This is why you always gotta like everybody you work with. This is what the two regrets I have.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody you work with, you gotta make some kind of relationship, no matter how big or how small. Because I
100%.
swear to God, I opened up for Aquafina twice, and I've been around her so many times
Hey.
with DJ Bone.
Oh shit! Just Bone.
Just Bone.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he put me on the show, and I was like kicking Aquafina and like hanging out and opening up her show, and like
Yeah.
boom.
And look at her now.
Damn.
And like there was times for conversations, and I was just like small talk
Yeah.
when I should have been engaging more.
Yeah.
And there's times where I was like with Dumbfounded, and I should have been engaging more.
Mhm.
And who's Dumbfounded's best friend, Anderson Paak. You know what I mean? Look at
Yeah.
Dumbfounded now with 88 and Rising. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And with Shang-Chi, you know, I just worked with Rich Brian
No
on
fucking way.
Jammo Jaya.
No fucking way.
And I'll show you the picture. But
Dude!
but yeah, like any of these moments, no matter how big or how small, you gotta like I noticed you have to engage. Like I was so before I was so big onto like rubbing shoulders and like
Mhm.
and picking the brains of like bigger entities. Like, you know, I think maybe having that relationship with Keek the Sneak so early in my career
Mhm.
kind of like put me at a level like, oh snap, I'm at this. You
Wait,
know what I mean?
wait. Keek the Sneak. Super hyphy Keek the Sneak.
Damn, did you not do your research before you had this
No,
conversation with me?
Your list of like history goes really fucking long.
After this, go on YouTube and look up Loco Moco. And Keek
Will
the
do.
Sneak. We had Keek the Sneak in Nanakuli.
Dude.
And not only that, our video Loco Moco was on MTV2. And not only that, E40 retweeted Loco Moco when it came out.
Hey.
And not only that, let me finish. Not only that, we brought down Keek the Sneak to perform at the Shack Waikiki, and we sold it out. That place went ballistic. I was on stage performing with him. Hey, ask Kuya Kui, DJ Kui.
Yeah.
He was DJing for us that night. He was there
Well,
to witness it.
obviously it had to
And
be
then
him.
ask,
It had to be him.
and then ask Chris Styles about him being personal security for Keek the Sneak. So my boy DJ E-Tech, who's Keek the Sneak's official DJ from the Bay, he comes down. He's like, "Yo, Keek's label All in the Dough. I mean, I know they don't need it in Hawaii, but this is what they do. Like, they'll put up the money. They need Keek security for like the concert." I was like, "Security? What you mean security? Like, he needs to have personal security."
Mhm.
It's like, "Yo, they're from Oakland. This is they got when they're in the mainland, they have security with them. You know what I mean? Like." And I'm like, do you know somebody like a big dude that we can just have around? So we can have.
I know him. He's across the street.
So you can have around him, just so we can just have like we can put money, get money in their pockets, and then we can also like say that he's covered.
Yes.
And the first person that pops to mind, Chris Styles. So if you look at the performance videos at the Shack,
Yeah.
Chris Styles is on the stage as like Keek security. Yo, it's hilarious. Man. Yo. So. Yeah,
You see what I mean? The history goes
so many stories,
far
bro.
back. It's ridiculous. This is hard.
I remember Chris Styles telling me, "Yo, the craziest thing that happened to him while he was Keek's DJ or Keek's security is he went with Keek to the bathroom, and this dude was like fanboying, pissing next to him in the stall, and Chris Styles was like, "Yo, man, chill. Can talk outside of the bathroom." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's sitting there like talking to Keek while they're in the stall, like, "Yo, you Keek the Sneak. I'm pissing next to Keek the Sneak."
Just imagine if you had iPhones.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was 2010, man. We brought him to Nana Coolio. We even shot in Limited Addiction, and yeah, man, we had all like the who do we have? We had ABC Breakers. We had
sick
the dudes who like Kaneki the Great, all the guys crumping and
Oh,
stuff.
shout out Ken.
Aloha Inc. The guys who do the jerking and stuff. We had
Yeah.
it was like it's crazy, man.
Fuck.
So yeah, when you go home, man, local.
I'm gonna look that up. I will definitely look that up. Ah,
Produced by Osna, by the way.
really?
Yep.
Sick. Well, man, Olsen has produced for everybody at this point.
Yo, I want to give a shout out to Osna. Give him his flowers, even though he's not here.
Mm-hmm.
When I met up with him after my first album, and we created my second album and my third album and part of my fourth album.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was like the perfect timing. It was just like the perfect mixture because he was ready to work. And once we started working and like he mixed in with my circle and I mixed in with his circle, like I met from knowing him, that's when I met like Sean J, Michael Banks, Jay Wiz, Kaipo Kapua.
You know what's funny? All the people you mentioned are like household names.
Oh yeah, man, we've been doing it for a long time. You know what I mean? And then like I brought my circle over to him. So then that's how you get the formulation of Angry Locals and like all these things start coming together and like this momentum and this wave. We just started like going crazy.
Shit. And that was such a different era too, though. And when all this was happening for you guys to like, come together and build this type of thing, and now look how easy accessible it was.
But it took a long time though. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Back then, like nowadays, I can pick up the phone and hit up, guys at 929 to be like, hey, I got this song. Can I come through? Boom, too easy. Power 104.3 or 102.7. Like we worked hard. Everything we did up till now, like you know what I mean. Now we've set ourselves up where we're like in the mix of things and we're respected. But we had to go through all these things. You know what I mean? We had to go through all these trials and tribulations to get where we're at today. And learn all these things and learn that music is not the house, it's the vehicle.
What does that mean?
So don't rely on music to make your money be your profession. Music is to get the attention and the engagement to make if this is what you want to do for a living. If you want to make music your business, use it to get your stock up, your engagement, your analytics up, and that's when you have the control. Okay. Then you get the brands like I mean, shoot. Since I have this in my bag.
Here we go.
And then you got Central Pacific Bank hitting you up,
bang,
to do market their brand or their new Shaka account. You know what I mean? Giving you the back. Hey, yo, you have this engagement. We want to.
Wait. CPB,
Central Pacific Bank.
Wait. Yo, I have an account there. Sponsor me, damn it.
Shaka. Get your Shaka account right now.
Chill on the fraud alert calls.
Can we get the sponsor for the pod?
Yo, hey, and in that case, too, hey, Starbucks, you need to cut the check, man.
Starbucks, can we get the sponsor too?
Well, hey, say this. And that's part of it. Like you use the music, something that you love.
Okay.
Your artistry, get your engagement up, control your analytics, own your analytics. All those things, you have numbers, and then boom, then you can get the endorsements. Then you can go to Toyota and be like, yo, I want this Tacoma right here. Lease it to me for 3 years, and I'll put your logo, Toyota logo, or Tacoma logo on everything I do,
or whatever. You do like a service for.
This
them.
is my numbers.
Yes,
you know what I mean. You're creating business out of it.
Yeah,
you get super dope, and then you have your clothes, your shirts. You know what I mean. DJ Inspekt clothing or you know what I mean, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
All these things that's a vehicle to create the house, to create your house. Look at all these big name artists. Eminem, Jay-Z, LL Cool J, Drake.
Yeah.
His deal with Michael Jordan or Nike is way bigger than his music deal. You know what I mean?
That's true. Very true.
Kanye West with Yeezy brand, Adidas, is way bigger than his music deal. But they had to create the influence somehow first. Jay-Z is a billionaire. Dr. Dre sells more headphones than he does music.
Yeah, but Jay's like, people don't know. Jay-Z
Chance the Rapper made more money selling
his three hats
than he did off his music.
Yeah.
So Yeah, so that's once I started learning that is when and started applying that to my brand is when I started learning like the weight getting lifted off my shoulder to have to create in such a way I could relax and create. I wasn't such a hustle on my artistry side because I have this engagement and this influence that these things can take care of my livelihood and I can create freely and breathe. There's no pressure.
That sounds amazing.
I think that's what most people feel is the pressure of like, oh, I gotta put this out, get the numbers, and make revenue off that so I can buy this in order to make this sound better, X, Y, and Z. And I've never really heard of it from a perspective.
The real value is in your influence. That's your real estate right there. Build your influence.
Interesting.
And I don't want to tie it into like being an influencer or anything like that. But make your brand impactful to where you can create relationships with people across the board from all different places that, like, say if I would have made that connection with Aquafina.
Yeah.
And that, sorry, excuse me. That was part of the vehicle, making the relationship, the music vehicle, making the relationship where maybe I could have been in Crazy Rich Asians or Shang-Chi or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Create that friendship. And that right there is an example of how music is a vehicle.
And when you speak relationship, you're not speaking to it in regard to like, oh, there's a possible opportunity. It's more like a genuine thing.
Yeah, a genuine relationship. Yeah, you can never. I mean, there's those type of relationships too.
Yeah, where it's like I scratch your back
shallow.
straight. Yeah,
it's very shallow.
But I feel like a lot of people understand that within the industry we're in. It's like, I get it, bro. You don't have to ask me how my kids are. I know you just want to work.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And I think
it's all about being real,
Yeah.
like, and you'll see that, and you see like the real ones and how they progress and how they move.
Yeah,
it's all about taking notes.
Understanding.
Yeah,
the relationship of what both parties want out of it.
Yes, correctly.
Man, there's so many gems. I thought I would get through everything I want to talk about.
No, it's all good. Part 2 coming soon.
No, yes, man. Thank you. Is there anything you want to stress or say before we end the podcast?
When does this come out?
Monday audio and hopefully video. Monday. Once again, as a genuine call out, shout out to my video production team, I7 Creation, DJ Schiff. Yeah, you already know. He works hard behind camera. I tried to do it by myself so I understand.
Yeah, you DJ Schiff.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you.
That is the promo. But yeah, the team is very important. When people say they need a team, it's very important because that brings you to higher levels than what you can do just by yourself.
100%.
Thank you.
If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Yes,
hey, on that note, that's a great way to end the podcast. Thank you, IA. Such a pleasure. Such a great podcast.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Hey, and by the way, go to my IG, hit the link in my bio, watch Kahoi the film right now. It's a dope indie film. It's about a Hawaiian war veteran and the Night Marchers. You guys need to watch it. So hit the link. It's $8. Only $8. You can watch the other film shorts from the Hawaii International Film Festival. Shout out to Mitchell Merrick and Lopaka Kapanui. So go watch that film now because it's only up for limited time. And keep your eyes out for Jamojaya coming out, I believe, next year. And
sick.
Other films coming out soon that I can't speak about.
We know the NDAs and all that.
And music. Hey.
And music.
And music.
Yeah. Yes.
And now I can officially announce it because it's coming out Monday. I will be in Las Vegas December 7th at Starbase for a Tuesday Blend.
Yeah.
With my boy Creed Chameleon. And then I will be opening up for Anuhea at Brooklyn Bowl, Las Vegas in December 19th with my sis Leia Love.
Damn.
And other announcements coming soon. So
clap that shit up.
Hawaii Hip Hop on top, baby. Hawaii Hip Hop.
You already know. Part 2 is going to come soon. Thank you once again, IA.
No, thank you guys.
Such a legend.
You guys are legends too. Everybody's a legend.
Yeah.
You just haven't reached your legendary status yet.
Yeah.
We working.
Hell yeah.
We working. Well, on that note.
That was my favorite part of the podcast.
Hey, shout out to the AV Club too, man.
Oh yeah. Always holding us down. But yeah. Well, thank you once again, CB.
Gotta have a part 2.
You do have to.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Peace.
Yeah, you.